Tonight is, as promised, a public forum to discuss the, I'll use the term disposition of Lot 3A. As you know, last May we were fortunate enough to get approval from the financial town meeting to purchase the property for $1.1 million. And I'm glad to report that we've sold it for 1.2 today. So has anybody got any other questions? I'm kidding. Their agenda's at the corner of the table. What we'd like to do is to be able to kind of work our way through the agenda. Phil's going to give us some briefs. I know that there are people here with some phenomenal expertise on not only the property but on preservation, and there's some neighbors here that have a vested interest in the property. So we'll kind of do this kind of an open forum. We'll let Phil go through his brief, and we'll follow through the agenda and work into public comment and discussion, and try and at least get a feeling as to where we as a group think we ought to be going with this. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over to, well, I didn't finish with the background, so let me talk a little bit more about the background. As you know, there was a developer that proposed to build the 24 multifamily units on roughly 4 acres of developable land in that 6-acre plot. The town appealed, the planning board rejected that, and SHAB, they appealed to SHAB, and SHAB said that they could move forward with their plans. We appealed and lost, and so we were stuck between a rock and a hard place as to whether we were going to allow this land to be built out or not. And obviously, I think everyone in this room would agree that that was not what we wanted to happen with this piece of property. And through the generous support of our citizens at the financial town meeting, we were able to purchase the property, as I said before, for $1.1 million. So the next question is, what's the future use of the property? What are we going to do? And there are a number of options, and Phil will get into this a little bit as to what we should do. We'll talk a little bit about what might be there, which might impact our decision as to what we're going to do with the property. So, Phil, if you don't mind.
Okay, I put together some slides just to give you an overview of the property, touch more about the background and what the town's comprehensive plan says about this area, and also discuss some potential grant sources. So here's the property, as I'm sure everybody in this room knows really well, on George Street. It's Lot 3A on Assessor's Plat 37. It's about 6.3 acres overall in size. About 4.4 acres of that is upland. Currently, it's zoned residence, 40 conservation development. There's that sentence. Zoning, like the rest of the residential properties, residential zone properties on George Street. It's a formal horse paddock, and it's one of the keys is that it's really close to the Douglas Ranger Wildlife Preserve, which is located to the south, and you have the public access point right by the front. Fort Town Farm is a big land user in the area. They own a significant amount of farmland that they also lease from the town, right adjoining the property. Dane Farm is a farm across the street. The historic Allen West House, the owner's here, is also across the street. That a lot of that house, the center of that house, is dates to 1763, according to the National Register application, National Register for Historic Places application. There's also a historic marker that points to a really significant piece of history, which I'm sure will be discussed at greater length, which is the First Baptist Church in Massachusetts. This was in Massachusetts. It was founded near this spot, according to this plaque in the rock, in 1663. This is a survey of the property that dates to when the developer first proposed this development. But it gives you an idea that north is this way, and there's this George Street. Here's the Douglas Ranger Wildlife Refuge is this way. George Street is like this, and here's where that historic stone with the historic marker is, and here's where the historic Allen West House is. The environmental constraints really relate to this pond, which is hard to see. It really almost impossible to see from the street, but there's a pond there, and there's a wetland setback from the pond of 100 feet, which is the line here. So this is the developed area where the developer proposed the 27 units originally, then it became 24 units. And up here is Fort Town Farm property. Here's a sense of what has happened since 2002. It used to be the horse paddock here. This is before the developer acquired the property. There's an aerial from 2007, still an active kind of site. 2012 is 3 years after the developer acquired the property. You can kind of see it come overgrown. And this is just from last year. The area shows it's quite a bit. It's pretty much disappearing. This is a image from the comprehensive plan. The George Street area is primarily, it's low, obviously very low density residential, and a lot of farmland. There's a lot of farmland because there's really good agricultural soils. The state considers this area as having soils of statewide significance, which is soils that are nearly prime farmland and that economically produce high yields of crops. That's basically the whole area, and this is prime farmland, which is the best one. So Lot 3A has soils of statewide significance, which is really good farmland. And you can see the extent of Fort Town Farm's presence here. They have this property up here that they own. They leased this from the town. It's really the Cemetery Commission's property. They have a year, I think it's a year lease there. This is property that the town acquired development rights from Fort Town Farm, I think in the 90s, in exchange for a lease agreement for farmland that they leased from the town. This is land that the town owns that they farm, and this is also town-owned farmland that they leased from the town. And this is their, I think it's asparagus. That they grow back here. So, sorry, cold. So the comprehensive plan also highlights the status of significant wildlife habitat in this area. This is diamondback. It's a rare and endangered species habitat area for diamondback turtle. And the comprehensive plan also recommends a study that would look at the extent of whether the habitat actually extends more, even further north of the sea pond. So the Douglas Ranger Wildlife Refuge, which is in this area, the south is this is from the land trust. It's significant coastal wetland and habitat. It's got salt marsh, forest, and farmland. It's the only nesting site in Rhode Island, Barrington. It's a habitat for a large number of bird species, and the land trust, this is town property, but the land trust holds conservation easement and manages the site. So a little bit of background about this property. As Jim mentioned, the developer had significant plans. I think everybody knows that. In 2009, they acquired the property and it was the townhouses, but it lacks water and sewer, which is normally what you need for a high-density development. This is an image from one of their exhibits. This is what would be there if we did not acquire the property. This is one of the buildings. So obviously, different character is there now. The planning board denied that, and they cited many reasons from the comprehensive plan that was in effect at the time, including the lack of infrastructure, the town's goals to protect the area, and designated as rural residential, the high potential for conflict between high-density development and adjacent farming activities, the town itself had already identified multiple sites in town that had water and sewer for higher density. And this developer came in and proposed far higher densities than we had envisioned in town. So these are the reasons they denied it, and the State Housing Appeals Board did not agree with the planning board's decision. Don't know why. I can't make it. I'm still baffled by that decision. So basically, when they overturned the planning board's denial, the developer had rights to build up to 24 units if the engineering worked, and our analysis looked like the engineering did work. Highly likely that it would work. So we're looking at 24 unit development. And last year, as you mentioned, the town acquired the property, this year, for authorization at the FTM for, I think these words are important, acquisition and preservation of open space. So the 2015 comprehensive plan, which is currently in effect, has multiple goals for this area, the George Street area, including supporting agriculture as a vital component of the local economy. And one of the actions is to amend the zoning map for this area to establish agricultural zoning for this in this area in particular. And also the natural cultural resources element talks about preserving the character of rural areas of Barrington. This is really, I don't know why it says rural areas, this is pretty much one probably. So that's not a key part of the comprehensive plan. So one of the action items is to develop new zoning for the area. And so right now it's pending, if you're a property owner, you should receive a notice about this. The hearing has been continued to December 2nd. And the proposal on the table for the town council that's recommended by the planning board is to establish a new agricultural rural zoning, replacing the R40's conservation development zone. The current proposal includes lot 3A. The exemption, the zoning actually exempts this area from the town's affordable housing inclusionary zoning requirements, so you can get the density bonus for affordable housing. And so this is, I'm providing this background for anybody interested in coming to December town council meeting about the zoning change. But the area, these are the lots that would be rezoned to agricultural rural. All of the lots are currently zoned R40 CD, except for the cemetery lot. That's the only one that would not be changed to the AR zone, and that would become open space passive, or that was consistent with other cemeteries in town. This zone change would increase the minimum lot size from 40,000 square feet to 120,000 square feet, almost 3 acres. The other existing dimensional regulations, if you have a lot now that's zoned that R40CB, except for the lot area minimum going up by 3 times what the current zoning is, the rest of these dimensional standards would be the same, setbacks, frontage requirements, stuff like that. And one of the changes is to promote more agricultural uses, including farming as a permitted use, fruit, vegetable stands, commercial nursery, greenhouse. Single-family detached dwellings are still permitted. Right, that's good. And riding stables become a permitted use. It's the only zone where this would be permitted as of right in town. So potential funding sources for lot, getting back to specifically lot 3A. There are a couple that we're looking at. It includes the USDA, it's Rhode Island Natural Resources Conservation Service Agricultural Land Easement Program. That's also one of this federal money, it's USDA money. So basically what we do is acquire development rights, and this program provides the town funding to offset, contribute up to 50% of the fair market value of the agricultural land. The town would come up for maybe 50%. Now, the program is the state Rhode Island Agricultural Land Preservation Grant, which is also acquisition and development rights. So a lot of times these funding sources we use a combination. And the USDA program is going to be cropland, rangeland, grassland, pasture land, and industrial private forest. That's simple.
Phil, do you know what the fair market value of it as agriculture is? You know what the development?
We have to update our.
What would you think?
I don't know. I'm guessing. It's just a funny situation. It's hard to say. They have considered the value of the development as proposed was like 900,000. But
About 900,000 would be significantly less than that.
yes. So that's it for the this presentation. Does anybody have any questions about any of these material?
So I noticed when you listed potential sources of funding, you didn't list a Rhode Island open space grant.
Open space grant?
Yeah, does that mean that the town
Research
didn't?
that's in one of the towns already bought the property, but I'll have to research to see if that would be applicable. It might be, research that.
And you understand that the deadline for that has passed?
Okay. Any other questions?
Would there be other sources? I mean, I'm sitting here thinking, I'm very interested in it staying exactly as is. Exactly as
Well,
is.
the town already owns it, so.
Right.
it's fine.
No, but I mean, like, not, I mean, so, I don't know if everybody saw the Audubon study that we're down 3 billion birds. Just opened up the news and saw that it's an insect apocalypse. We're in a 6th mass extinction. It'd be really nice if this property could just go through natural succession and be a place for wildlife. Almost, if we look at an aerial view of our town, there's so much that's given over to human use. As much as I love farmland, I really like this property. There at least to be consideration on the table for a source of funding where it could stay just an open space. Literally not for us, for wildlife. I would hope that there would be some ability to find a funding source where that could be a
Yeah,
consideration.
that would probably, qualify. This funding for them.
It looks like, yeah.
If there is a funding source.
I'm just putting it out there that,
I'm not saying another funding source is necessarily.
necessary.
We have to find out the funding source.
Okay.
But that would help.
I'm just advocating for that. If that becomes like a decision-making thing, like we don't want to bear the whole cost of it, we need to have funding sources, this other use has a funding source, it would be great to be able to look for funding sources so that this could be just open space for fox and deer and rabbit and birds and insects and ground bees and everything else that already lives there so beautifully. Right.
Programs.
Yeah.
I just touched on two that we just.
Yeah, thank you.